Hey guys, today it's time to talk about a really important and needed resource in Diablo 4, gold. I'll tell you in detail where, how much, and from what it drops in Season 10, both as a one-time thing and per hour, taking everything into account and without taking it into account, which in the current Season 10 means Chaos items, Chaos rifts, and the reworked Infernal Horde. New off with you, let's go. I'll start by praising Blizzard. For how long I don't know, but the fact is, a week of the season has passed, and if there were any dupes, they were minor. Gold is valuable. Prices for top items on Diablo trade are reasonable. For example, right now such a meta amulet sells for a price of 10 billion. This means there is no gold duping. When duping exists, such an amulet costs 100 billion. Plus they might ask for some runes on top. And with duping, you can buy a gold cap of 100 billion for $2 to $3. At the time of recording this video, the gold cap costs $448. That means this amulet costs $45. And that means the trade for real money is practically dead. I repeat, I don't know for how long, but for now, Blizzard are just awesome. Trading now is possible without crazy prices, not 400 million per rune, but much lower. Link to the trading guide is in the description. Now here's a life hack regarding salvaging unwanted items. If you already have materials but are short on gold, you can choose not to salvage all items at the blacksmith, but instead sell them to any vendor for gold. And if you mark all items for sale as junk first, you can sell them all with one right click of the mouse. You can mark items ahead of time as they drop, marking what you need as favorite and what you don't need as trash. General note: the build isn't finished, not balanced at all. No plus 3-tier temperings, glyphs are level 70 to 75. So, keep in mind that later the damage will increase, as will the clear speed, and so will the gold per hour. Infernal Horde. Let's start here. Considering the theme of Season 10 and the fact that the new Chaos armor can drop as 4 GA, we will consider the Horde option where we always choose Bartuc after completing the waves. There is a detailed video about the new Season 10 Chaos armor. For killing Bartuc himself, we get from 13 to 15 million gold. For opening the chest for 400 ether, we always get 7 million gold. From the gold chest, we always receive based on from 37 to 42,000 per 1 ether. The amount of gold depends on the amount of ether when opening the chest. Here's the spread from several runs with different ether. The less ether you have when opening the gold chest, the more gold you get for it. Divide the gold by the amount of ether and it looks like this. In the end, a 10-wave run takes 11.5 minutes. In an hour, we run the 10-wave Horde 5.21 times. I got from 10 runs of 10 waves 220 million gold. So we have 114 million per hour, which is almost equal to the value from last season. Link to the spreadsheet is in the description. But I measured this based on us farming the seasonal chaos items. What happens if we farm the Horde the old way, meaning we use compasses for 6 waves and don't summon Bartuc due to lack of ether? Then we get 150 to 200,000 gold for killing the council. They give it for them, like for regular elites. The same 7 million for the item chest for 400 ether, and the same roughly 40,000 gold per 1 ether. So from the item chest we get 7 million for 400 ether, that's 17,500 gold per 1 ether, and from the gold chest 40,000 gold per 1 ether. Therefore, I won't take the chest for 400 ether. After Paragon 200, you definitely won't find anything useful there. From 6 waves, we consistently have about 550 ether. Multiply 40,000 equals 22 million gold per run. A run takes 7 minutes. That's 8.5 runs per hour. Total from 6-wave Horde, just for gold, we have 188 million per hour. Uber bosses. I farm them on T4 with the same build I used to farm T4 content. This is a great build for big area damage. If you think I kill a single target slowly, well, that's just how it is. The thing is, I put this late game build together from what I had in a couple of hours, and the armory broke and I'm too lazy to manually move the entire build back to Hydra. Hydra is the build I wanted to make a late game guide for first. But because of the armory, plans changed, and I will continue developing the Chain Lightning build for late game first. Link to the build is below the video, as is the link to the leveling guide for this build. So, to the Ubers. I killed each boss a few times for an average gold amount. Time was measured from the moment of clicking the altar to the next click on the altar. Time for going to town to salvage is calculated as 20% of the time without gold. Using Varshan as an example, I'll explain in detail. Killing Varshan takes 30 seconds. That gives us 120 runs per hour. 20% of 120 is 24. 120 minus 24 gives us 96. So net, accounting for trips to town to salvage loot, 96 runs per hour. Multiply by 654,000 gold and we get 62 million per hour. I won't pronounce the same for all Ubers. If you need it, pause and study. And here Blizzard did well. By changing the mechanics for killing the unplayable trio, Andariel, Duriel, and Harbinger, Blizzard made buying Uber keys completely unnecessary. Personally, I'm glad I don't need to buy keys for Mythic farming anymore. Plus, they stated that the drop rate for Mythics has been increased. But I'll tell you about that later, when I get data. But now all bosses feel the same, which could have been avoided by only changing that trio. But it is what it is. I'm including Legion here just for completeness. This event happens every 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the season or Blizzard's mood. They are trying in every way to make this event more lively. Last season they added Forgotten Soul drops there, so don't skip it. Legion give 835,000 gold for the event. Season 10 caches are a very valuable thing because of the 100% chance to drop Chaos Armor from them, for which there is a guide explaining everything, including where best to farm these items. Link in the description. I opened 13 of them and was surprised. I got a total of 2,729,000, which means each cache gives about 210,000. Whisper Tree caches. They also got buffed over last seasons, and it's working out not badly. At least over the last 3 to 4 seasons, the rewards in them have been increased several times, and now it's worth remembering to farm them. Not necessarily as a primary target, but definitely as a secondary one. Regular Whisper Tree caches. I opened 5. They give on average 4 million gold each. Legendary Whisper Tree caches. I opened 6 of these. They give on average 6 million gold each. Correction, gold from season caches and Whisper Tree caches is not included in the gold calculations from other activities. Same for Legion and World Boss. Just keeping you informed. Nightmare dungeons. I did several measurements. First, for an hour, I ran only regular dungeons, all in a row. Meaning, for each next rift, I used the sigil that dropped in the previous one. Since upon completing any regular Nightmare dungeon, we are guaranteed 1 random sigil from the boss, you can run them non-stop without crafting sigils at the occultist. So, regular, meaning blue, all sorts of sigils, 30 million per hour. Next, for an hour, I ran only sigils of the seasonal theme, those with a leaf and the inscription, Chaos Rift, and I got 26 million per hour from them. Next, for an hour, I ran escalated Nightmare dungeons, those with 4 tiers. Here I also ran all sorts, not choosing bonuses. And, like last season, again here everything depends heavily on the bonuses of each specific floor. It's hard to explain briefly what's what here, so there's a guide on the new Nightmare dungeons on the channel. I'll just say here that escalated sigils, the ones that are legendary colored, drop from the boss of the strong room in any regular or escalated dungeon. They gave out 24 million in gold per hour. The gold picture from dungeons is counterintuitive, but actually it's simple. Everything is determined by the bonus on the sigil or the bonus of each specific floor of an escalated sigil. And that's all random. Therefore, overall, the gold farming level is roughly the same. But this doesn't apply, for example, to farming seasonal reputation. There we need the bonuses with leaves. HellTide in the current season gives more profit because, in addition to all its classic activities, the seasonal activity Chaos Rifts can be found there. HellTide, calculated per hour, gave 30 million gold. This includes doing all activities there, including seasonal ones, over a long period of time. Repeatedly killing the Maiden, completing all encountered local events, opening all chests, and sealing all Chaos Rifts. Kurast Undercity, following tradition from previous seasons, I'll calculate at 3 minutes. This, of course, includes loading to the location and back to the town. Also, these 3 minutes include rare trips to the blacksmith for salvaging. Nothing has changed here, and we still get 450,000 gold per run in Kurast, regardless of which tribute you open. With a correction for the occasionally encountered goblin there, for which you get an additional chest upon completion, and sometimes 2 goblins with 2 chests, it comes out to about 12 million gold per hour. The pit. At the moment, I can quickly run pit level 70. Time-wise, it's about 60 to 75 seconds. Including loads to the location and back to town, that's 1.5 minutes, which gives 40 runs per hour. Gold for pit 70 is 192,400, which equals 7.7 million per hour. The world boss still hasn't been fixed. After death, it gives 75,000 gold, and another 36,000 from the chest that drops from it. Total, a measly 111,000 gold, somehow not even respectable. I'm mentioning it again, just in case. All hourly farming calculations from this table are made without including gold from Season and Whisper Tree caches. Also without including gold from the World Boss and Legion. Plans now include a video on Obducite per hour, although it's not really needed this season, and on the super relevant Forgotten Souls per hour. Don't miss it. And don't be shy to ask questions you think are stupid. Everyone started once. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.